I don't know about you, but when I heard that Foodie was actually in Kuwait, I was pretty excited. I thought we'd get to see all sorts of cool Middle Eastern foods, and I'd have a whole new set of recipes to choose from. Boy, was I wrong. Instead, we got, well, you know what we got. I thought I'd put together a video of all the little things I figured out while she was over there. They're all food related, so bear with me. Between where she was living and what her circumstances were, Chantal kept us guessing around every corner. So it was interesting that her meals and the choices of food that she bought said a lot about what her life was like in Kuwait. There are lots of things you can hide, but when it comes to food, there are a lot of little Easter eggs that Chantal let slip. Let me show you what I mean. Early on in her trip, Chantal took us with her to TGI Fridays for the first time. While it wasn't the meal that said anything about Kuwait, it was more what she said afterwards in her own words.
So it was a nice experience to try, but all of these chain restaurants don't appeal to me much anymore because I've been eating a lot healthier, and Salah has shown me a lot of restaurants that are just like the Iranian place we ate at is like a fraction of the price and a lot tastier. So I'm gonna stick to like the authentic food here while I'm here.
When I get ready to go on a trip, I generally head to TripAdvisor to look up things to do and restaurants to try. So let's take a look and see what the top restaurants in Kuwait are, and how many of them Chantal actually went to. Well, there's Frishwala, she went there, and that's under local cuisine. Moderately priced, none of these look familiar, so she didn't take us to any of these. She could have gone to Cheesecake Factory, that would have been fun. Okay, so under cheap eats, it's not really clear. She might have gotten takeout or, KFC. She went to KFC, that's for sure. And I think they went to Burger House and got sliders. But, coffee and tea. Yeah, she got Starbucks. She got Starbucks a couple of times. But I think you're seeing a trend. Foodie didn't really look up or do her research on what there was to do in Kuwait. And that kind of tells us that Salah is not much of a foodie either. So as much as she likes to call herself Foodie Beauty, she's more in it for the quantity and not the quality. And that's a shame, because it looks like Kuwait had some really nice restaurants.
Do you guys like falafels? They're really good.
On the surface, Foodie's favorite breakfast of 4 falafel sandwiches with pickles might not seem that interesting, but when you dig a little deeper, they really do say quite a bit about their financial situation. This is because falafel sandwiches are nationally regulated across the entire country of Kuwait. Their price is fixed at no more than 0.1 Kuwaiti dinar, which comes out to 37 cents US. So, whether she knew it or not, Foodie's new husband was feeding her the cheapest food possible almost every morning. She said it herself. 4 falafel sandwiches with pickles are nothing but empty carbs and lots of sodium, and all for under $2. But don't just take my word for it. Check out this article by the Kuwait Times, which tells a little bit more about the falafel regulation. The price of 0.1 Kuwaiti dinar is fixed for every single restaurant, so that the poorest people in the country can be guaranteed a nutritious meal no matter where they go. Pretty cool, don't you think? I'm not one to poo-poo a bargain, but as a travel vlogger, or so she said, don't you think Foodie should have maybe ventured out and tried breakfast elsewhere? Just a thought. When it came to sweets and desserts, Salah went from encouraging Foodie to lose weight to buying her trays and trays of rich sweets and candies. Now, this is strange because in the beginning he seemed to really be concerned about her health, and then afterwards it seemed like he was just using them to placate her. Did you ever notice that? Let's take a look.
How to explain it? It's a really unique taste. It's one of my favorite things. So the last time Salah went and got me a half kilo and I ate it all. So today he went out and he came back and he said, I got you something, a kilo of it. So I was like, oh my god.
So now we know that they were pretty much broke, or at least being very thrifty, not going out to eat in nice restaurants very much. But what about the other things that Foodie was consuming? Her beverages of choice pretty much told us all we needed to know about her health decisions, or lack thereof.
Somebody said hazelnut. This is cappuccino flavor. Cheers. My favorites! Yay! Look it. It's like real mint and lemon. Oh my god, it's so good. I'll put my hair, okay? Let's get a payday loan, bees, and rent a yacht. Ribbit, yeah.
Oh, by the way, what you keep calling a yacht is actually a water taxi.
Oh, Pepsi.
I made a whole video about Makluba and what its absence from Foodie's videos showed about her place in Salah's life. Check it out if you've got the time. Bottom line, nobody took the time to make this for them, and the fact that Foodie didn't have a single Makluba flip to show in any of her vlogs means that she wasn't really well accepted within Salah's inner circle. Don't just take my word for it though. Head over to TikTok and look up Makluba flips. You'll see big family feasts, gatherings, and people joyously tapping on top of a pot to reveal the beautiful meat, vegetable, and rice dish. It's all pretty cool. Foodie must have seen the video because towards the end of her trip, she does mention trying it with Salah, but we still don't have any video evidence of a Makluba flip or a story behind who might have made it for them. Now that she's back in Canada, it'll be interesting to see if Foodie actively seeks out these Middle Eastern foods that she says she now loves so much, or if she'll just go back to her usual ways. My money's on the latter, especially if that $400 Walmart haul is anything to go by. As for the food, I've really enjoyed creating some of the dishes that Foodie had in Kuwait. If you want to give them a try, check out my videos, and I would start out with something relatively easy, like Makluba, or the halwat el-jibin. I actually still have a couple of recipes up my sleeve. At the very least, you should get a container of labneh and incorporate that into your breakfast. You won't regret it. Drop me a line in the comments and let me know what you think.